We've not known what 2008 was actually like. So is this just a blip, or does this generation needs to see a kind of crash, and do you think one is around the corner?
See, better late than never. Had the markets continued the way they have for the last 4 years, at some point of time, this correction had to come. I think a lot of people started to believe that an uptrend is our birthright, and this is going to continue, till the time we survive in this world.
That's what Mahima mentioned, right?
Yeah, so I don't think that happens. I think corrections, large, small, are a part and parcel of the bull market. I think a lot of people will now realize that, okay, something like this can also happen. But I think the bigger message from the market, again, I keep saying the same thing, that if you stuck to quality, you are still better off. I think we saw the SME madness in the middle of last year. Everybody felt that SME is the next big thing, and now look at what has happened in the last 6 months. So a lot of things are seasonal, a lot of things are structural. Focus on the structurals. And while I'm not sure whether we'll make a new high in 18 months, I do believe that the downside potential from here is 4%, and the upside potential is about 20 to 24%. Now, even if it has to take a little more time, it can. I do know that the risk reward is in my favor as an investor, and I'm not looking at the market next 2 weeks.
Gautam, maybe one statement question. What kind of returns do you think the market can give this year? Can give this year?
It's not this year. It's actually a 2-year call. What is it?
Yeah, I said 18.
See, I think 24% is definitely entirely possible. I don't think that's the right way to approach markets. I think if you're able to do, say, 2.5 times inflation or 2.5 times the current FD rate in the market, you're doing very well for yourself. I think we've all forgotten how to be conservative. I think this is the time to be conservative. And the most important point is the world is in a bull market. Right, and in India is still growing at will grow at close to 7%. Domestic money is here to stay. I know we look at the screen and we get very nervous, but believe me, the screen doesn't take time to change color.
If your SIPs, by the way, and to the point that you made right at the start, which is that those people that had started investing in 2021, 22 or 2020, and if your XIRR or the rate of return that you're getting on your portfolio is still at 17, 18%, man, it's a reason for you to cheer. It's a reason for you to be happy. But there's an interesting question from Harish Wagh. Has the bull run ended? And are we at the start of a bear run? I think to a certain extent we've established that, but Kush, you want to comment?
I have a very clear answer to that. The bull run has not ended. This is a dip. And I think a lot of viewers at home, especially the ones who've seen a lot of red in the portfolio in the recent past, are probably not going to like it. When Gautam and we say that this is healthy. What happened in the market over the last few months is healthy. We do share the pain. We are invested in the same market as you are, right? So we do share that pain. It's just that look at things from a broader context, right? Most investors who started investing now, as I said earlier, have not seen such a deep price correction, have certainly not seen such a time correction, and that's where the pain is. Things have a way of evening themselves out, and Indian markets certainly have a way of rebounding much stronger. So I think this is I will reiterate that this is a blip in a longish bull run, the likes of which we had not seen in the last 4 years. I think much better times are yet to come. Stay invested.
Right. Gautam, one question to you. It just clicked to me in the last panel. One of the members from from NMIMS asked about cryptocurrency. It was an interesting one. He says he's studying crypto. His father's not loving him, apparently. But, today's generation, after FNO, it's cryptocurrency that they're looking after. And cryptocurrency has no base as such to look at. But since you are the ones who are experts in reading the charts, do you advise entering cryptocurrency for youngsters like, who are just 20, 21 odd years?
See, anybody who has been against cryptos in the last couple of years must be looking at the prices today and must be feeling, oh, what a rally I missed. But I do believe that crypto is something which is not everyone's cup of tea, because you could be down 10, 15%, 20% in a single day. I don't think youngsters should be ready for that kind of volatility. In fact, we as market professionals who've done this for the last 20 years also don't feel comfortable. But another asset class, another commodity, which I think is in a mega bull run, and I think is something which youngsters should look at, is gold and silver.
Yes.
I think in the Trump era, given geopolitics, given all that's happening in equity markets, I think gold and silver are going to beat equity market returns over the next 2.5 years.
Talk about the relationship with the dollar as well, and the flows there, because generally when they say that the dollars, and we've seen it come off quite substantially towards the latter end of the trading week, right? Where nothing major came through from the perspective of Donald Trump's announcements. But of course, you look at the dollar and you look at the yields being elevated in the US and say that maybe to a certain extent, gold prices will be a little bit muted. But as soon as that turns, you're looking at an upside, right? Are you looking at that?
I'm looking at a very big move on both gold and silver. I do believe that a 32, 3,300 is coming easily. Maybe at some point of time in the next 18 months, you even see a 4,000 on gold.
Wow.
And I do see a $42 to $45 on silver. So that's 25, 30, 40% upside,
wow,
which I don't think a lot of large cap stocks in India are going to give you.
Yeah.
So I think that's an asset class which you cannot ignore. I do know a lot of people are now deploying serious capital, even in SIP, in a gold and silver, which has worked.
Because ETFs are available for you.
Yeah, ETFs are available and there is a basis. 10 years back, it was not the case. But I think coming back to your question,